Someone was like, oh, you can be a nutritionist for like animals. And I was like, you're trying too hard to force something that's like not going to happen. It's interesting when people talk about like, what do you want to achieve in the next 5 years? You know, that like classic question. And for me, it's like, this may not be like a thing that you achieve that you can see, but what I used to just hate that question and be like, I don't like, why do you ask me that? I don't need to know that right now. But what I've started answering is just what I want to achieve in the next 5 years. Like what would be my goal is to like figure out what I really like, what really drives me, what I really love, what I really want to do. And I have a lot of passions. It's not really that I'm trying things that I like don't like or that I don't know what I'm passionate about. I'm just really interested in like a huge, broad range of things. So my goal for the next 5 years would be like figure out, like explore all of them, try them all out, and like see which one calls to me more. And I did that through college too. I thought like through college, taking all these different classes, I thought that's what I was doing. I was like, oh, I'll just get a taste of everything and then, I'll figure it out. But that wasn't experience. So now here I am doing that after.
Scott Adams, who does the cartoons for Dilbert, he has this idea, and I agree with it, where like you want to have all these different interests, and then you have strengths and maybe like a handful of things, maybe like 3 things or so. And then you find the intersection of those, and that's where you can be the best in the world at that intersection. So that's why I think it's so valuable, even though like, oh, well, Camila, what are you doing? Consulting, and now you're going with sharks and marine biology. Like how does this connect? Well, you'll find the intersection, and then you'll be the best in the world at it. And then who knows? Maybe you're
that's
like,
right. There's high competition to be the best at one thing, right? To be like the best computer programmer. You're probably not going to be that. But to be top 10% at 3 things, that pool of those people is like nothing compared to one thing. So if you're a marine biologist, consultant, adventurer, like those people don't exist.
Yeah. So it's actually, this is like perfectly like the conversations I have sometimes, honestly, with my mom all the time, just because she's the person I see the most at this point in time, is kind of that. So my 2 big like passions right now, and like stud academically, and now like as I kind of explained, are like I'm really into like health and wellness, and that's where you see like on my social media all that like fitness and health stuff, and I'm like going to get a health coach certification, and also like this marine biology outdoor adventure science world, or like outdoor science world. Even like no one would ever think of a job that combines the 2. Like I remember one time someone actually kind of recommended this seriously, and I laughed a little bit because I was like, that's not what I mean. Someone was like, oh, you can be a nutritionist for like animals. And I was like, you're trying too hard to force something that's like not going to happen. But basically, I mean, like I think about that all the time. And I think that like, I don't have an answer yet and how I'm going to do that. I mean, if I did, then we wouldn't be having this conversation, but that would be ideal. Like whether it's doing one and something maybe a little on the side, or whether there's a way to combine those somehow. It's not really being done in an obvious way. It's not like going to med school and being a doctor. Like it's going to have to be something that's not really there yet. And so my like goal would be to figure out like how that's going to work, how I'm going to do that. And then, work to like make it a thing. I guess you could say like be the best at it. 'Cause I would probably be one of the first people doing it.
Maybe like scuba diving aerobics. Dylan would sign up.
I thought about
I would for sure.
Retreat style thing. I thought about all kinds of stuff, but like a retreat where you like, I have a wellness retreat, and it's like outdoors, and it's like kind of like mental well-being and also working out. I don't know. Like Dylan and I have a list of a lot of things, but
right. Dylan and I have talked about that, like, because we go on these trips that are like really high impact, bopping around, never in the same place for more than a day. And we're like, whoa, what if we just led those trips, took everyone's cell phone, gave everyone a disposable camera? Like that's a marketable thing.
Please hire me if you guys do that.
Yeah, right.
I'd love to work there.